I'm throwing a graduation celebration for my grandson Alex today, and it's a belated one. It was his 2020 graduation, and because of COVID, all events were on hold. So we're actually doing this 2020 graduation today, and it's May 16th, 2021. So I thought I would put together a little montage to kind of show you how I do a no-stress solution to entertaining. I don't know how many people to expect today. Maybe between 20 and 30, we'll see. And it's just kind of an open house from 2 to 4. I'm gonna make some food, all of his favorites that he requested. So we're doing pulled pork barbecue with Hawaiian buns. We're doing the Indiana Corn Casserole. We're doing collard greens. We're doing these kind of fancy puff pastry, pigs in a blanket. I'm gonna do a charcuterie board, and we're gonna have a little slaw on the side for the pulled pork. So a lot of these things, I have kind of purchased some and I'm making some to make it easy on myself. Decoration, you kind of see some balloons in the background there. I have yet to divvy those out throughout the house. So this is pretty much how I do it. Let's start with the pork. I put this in my Ninja Foodie on the pressure cook setting yesterday. It's a 7-pound pork butt. It took about, an hour and a half, and it was almost tender when I took it out. It probably could have used a little bit more. However, I knew I was going to be finishing it in the crock pot today. So there's the pork. It is simmering away. I turned the crock pot on with this before I went to church, and so it's been it's pretty much warm through, and I'm going to take a fork and shred it up. So
the collards are really easy if you use a pressure cooker like my Ninja Foodie. Just saute the bacon, and then on the pressure cook setting you add your collards and then some chicken or vegetable stock, cover, and let it go for 8 minutes. Super easy.
And there's the party boy celebrating this man today. 1 year after graduation. Thank you, COVID. We're gonna do it though. This is the Indiana Corn Casserole. I put it together yesterday, put it in a casserole dish and stuck it in the fridge, and so it'll take close to an hour at 350, and I'm gonna put it in right before the party, so it'll be nice and fresh and piping hot. All right. I also took a bit of a shortcut on the baked beans. I've got a couple, let's see, this is Bush's Country Style. I usually buy a couple different kinds and mix them together. And as I mentioned, I'm always looking for things that are less sweet. I don't want 10 grams of sugar in my baked beans. And so then I'm also going to add a little bit of Worcestershire. See, I'm real big on measurements. And a little bit of good old-fashioned yellow mustard. And then I'm going to add in, this is like a secret ingredient. I'll turn around so you can see it. Italian, it's kind of like an Italian chili paste, Calabrian chili paste. It's really good. It's pretty potent and spicy, and I'm just gonna add, this is probably a heaping teaspoon in there, just to give it a mild heat. I'll mix it all together. And the secret to this is, if you want to, you can actually microwave these. I'm going to bake them just because I'm gonna have my corn casserole in the oven as well, so I'll put these in at the same time. All right, so my collards are done. Always lift the lid away from you. You see why, all that steam. They are perfectly cooked down. I'm going to add some salt, and I'll taste before I add any more salt. A little bit of the smoky chipotle hot sauce, and then I'm also gonna put some at the table so that people can add more, because you know, Southerners like their hot sauce, this stuff. Different brands sell it, so it's very, very good. Comes highly recommended. A little bit of balsamic, just to drizzle, because I like a little bit of vinegary. All right, and so a secret with these, put them in a nice serving dish that is microwavable, because I'm not gonna have this big Ninja Foodie sitting out when my guests are here. I'm gonna put these in that bowl right there, and then I can just kind of microwave them at the last minute. So, entertaining tip, don't be ashamed to microwave things. This next bit is probably the most arduous part, time-intensive part of the whole meal preparation. I'm gonna make these beautiful little puff pastry, pigs in a blanket, as it were. But I'm going to start out with a sheet of puff pastry. I might end up doing both. It usually comes with 2 sheets in a pack. and I unfold it like so. Just take your rolling pin and just kind of flatten it out just a little bit. It doesn't need a lot of help, but I want it to stay together. And then I'm gonna, ooh, that almost rolled up. I'm gonna cut this in half. My husband will tell you I'm not very good at eyeballing things, but I think that's pretty close. And then I have these, they're al fresco chicken sausages. So put a chicken sausage. One, let's see if I need, yeah, that one. I'll cut the other half. So you just roll them up like this, with the seam on the bottom. And then I'm going to cut each half in half, and then that in half again. I'm doing these right on this parchment paper, so I can just transfer them to my baking sheet that I have sitting beside me here. And I'm using a stoneware baking sheet. You can use a regular baking sheet if you want. But I'm also trying to plan because I only have one oven in this house, so I have to plan, all right, now I have 3 things that need to go into the oven, right? So you always have to think about that. What am I gonna need to do stovetop? What am I going to need microwave assistance for? And what am I gonna need my oven for, and at what temp? Because you have to put all those things into consideration when you're party planning. And I'll show you. More dishes here, because I always wash as I go. It's a lot easier if you're washing as you go. You don't have a whole lot to do until the very end, when you just freshen up and then you're ready for your guests. So I'm gonna get finished with these. I'll do the egg wash. I'll show you how we finish them off. Real cute. Right, these are all ready to go. And first I need to put an egg wash, which is just egg and a little bit of water or milk. And then this is a paintbrush, one that I've never used for anything except culinary purposes. It's a lot cheaper than buying a pastry brush, and I find they work just as well. And I'm just gonna get a nice egg wash all over the top, because that's gonna make them really golden when they bake up. And I'll finish the rest of these, but the topper is so cute, and this everything bagel seasoning is the bomb. I make this myself. You can buy it, but I do have a recipe on TaylorKitchen.net. But you put it on top and it just makes them look so cute. Gives it a little extra something, and then it tastes amazing too. So these. And then I'm gonna stick these back in the fridge until about a half an hour before my party. We're gonna bake at 400 for 15 minutes, and then my little appetizer will be done. My daughter's gonna be here. She's gonna put together a beautiful cheese board. And I think the only thing I have left to do is the salad, which I'll show you. That's another easy, super easy shortcut. I told you my salad was easy. It's a shortcut salad. One of those bag salads. This particularly is just, it's that cranberry crunch with kale and everything. I bought a couple of bags, and I'm going to use all the accoutrements that go in, and people just seem to like this. It's easy for me because I've already done some things homemade, so I kind of mix it up, a little bit homemade and a little bit from the store. And this is going to be good with the pulled pork, either on the slider itself for those who like it that way, or on the side for those that just want something a little bit more green. All right, and as I mentioned, Alana is here to do the charcuterie board, so she's doing a fabulous job on that. Look at these cheeses, they're so cute. And that is really time-saving if you can get somebody to put one of those together for you, if you're going to use something like that. It's really nice appetizers for people to have something to munch on when they come. As you can see, things are starting to come together. Everything is in the oven that needs to be in the oven except for my appetizers. I'll put those buns out kind of at the last minute. And like I mentioned, I kind of clean as I go, so I have to tidy up and dry the rest of those dishes. All right, so we're nearing the home stretch. The graduation guy is kind of chilling and taking it easy. And everything is kind of set out and ready to go. I still have a few things in the oven, but we are good to go. As you see, I have dried all of those dishes, and it is now 1:37, so I'm looking good on time. And my handsome husband has been helping. And I'm gonna set out the drink station. I got these cute little straws here. And we've got a few balloons. I'm waiting for the centerpiece of the table will be the cookie cake. Grandson Alex had asked for a cookie cake, which his mom is bringing. So that will go in the middle, and then this will just be a place for people to sit and eat if they want to. People kind of just mill around the house, I think, when we do this. So, all right, we're ready to go, and I have 20 minutes to spare.